Hey, welcome Broken World Entertainment, and this is the review for episode 3 of Ahsoka. It's called Time to Fly. Ooh, sounds interesting, doesn't it? Well, don't get your hopes up because we have yet another boring episode where nothing happens. I'm just going to go into full spoilers because there's literally nothing to spoil. Nothing happens. This show is just member berries. Literally. It's like, hey, remember when Obi-Wan made Luke train without being able to see? Well, here you go. Hey, do you remember when Luke had to jump into the cannon on the Millennium Falcon to try and shoot down the TIE fighters? Well, here you go. Hey, do you remember how C-3PO always interrupted at the most critical times and something would happen where he'd either be turned off or shut down? Well, here you go. It's just member berries. This shouldn't be called Ahsoka. It should be called member berries.
Remember Alex? I love to remember you, remember.
As for it being called Star Wars, a lot of us then renamed it to Star Hers. Well, judging by what Andor was like and what this show is now like, I am now officially calling it Star Bores because it's boring. So let's get into this. We start off on Ahsoka's ship traveling in hyperspace on its way to the big donut in space. Sabine is training. This is when we get the whole, hey, remember Luke had to fight without sight? Well, Ahsoka comes in, gives her a helmet, and they start practicing, only not with a little blaster ball, floaty ball thing. No, they're using, get this, wooden samurai swords. That's right. You know the practice wooden swords? Yeah, they're using them. Why is there samurai swords in Star Wars? Don't know. But there you go. So they're working on this, and this scene lasts far too long. We then jump to Hera, who is about to have a meeting via holograms, which we see in the trailer, with Mon Mothma. She walks in, she's looking to get backup to go help Ahsoka and Sabine at the big space donut. The big space donut, by the way, for anyone going, what the hell is he talking about? Space donut is the big wheel engine ship thing that they're building. I think they called it a hyper ring. I can't remember. And I literally only watched the episode. But she goes in to try and convince them to give help with the warning that Thrawn is possibly coming back. And they are talking about how there still seems to be Imperial people around. This makes no sense about the Empire because they mentioned in the first episode that we are 7 years detached from Return of the Jedi. There's no noticeable factions of the Empire still around. There's no Star Destroyers lying around. There's no, well, we found out that there's like a base over on this moon, possibly a new empire trying to start up. There's none of that. There's no empire. Why the hell is there people still loyal to the empire then? Makes no sense. But she is rejected to help because one senator out of 5 people, one says, nah, Thrawn's gone, he's dead. You just want to try and find your friend Ezra. And with that, she gets no help. We meet her son, who I have a couple of questions. Number one, I didn't know she had a son. As I said, I didn't watch Rebels or Clone Wars. Only a couple of episodes here and there. Didn't know she had a son. I believe the son, it's hers and Kanan's, I believe. Not Ezra's, Kanan's. So I don't know whether they adopted this little bastard or what, but here's my question. If they didn't, why is he not a Twi'lek? And why is he not green? He's human. He's literally got a bit of green in his hair. That's it. Whatever. And he wants to be a Jedi. If that's as much as we get of him, then we're back to Ahsoka and Sabine, who are now getting the information from Hera that, yeah, there's no backup coming. Sorry, you're on your own. So they lose the communication. It's blocked. They drop out of hyperspace and are immediately attacked by starfighters, which are being led by Shin and Morok. Morok is the guy who we're pretty convinced is going to turn out to be Ezra. There's an other suggestion out there which may hold water as well, that it will in fact be Starkiller. Anyone that doesn't know who Starkiller was, he was the character you played as in the Force Unleashed game back in the day. So will that end up being Sam Witwer? Don't know. So they get under attack. This is when we get the, hey, do you remember how Luke had to fight the TIE fighter? Well, here you go. Sabine's going to do the same thing. Nothing happens in this scene. There's no urgency to it. Just like when Hera was chasing the transport with the big hyperdrive. There's no urgency in this. There doesn't seem to be any threat to them. Shin tells Morgan, hey, they're getting pretty close to you now. So Morgan says, okay, you hang back, we'll show you how it's done. Because she questions, how did they get so close? They fire all their weapons. They hit the ship, but they don't destroy it. Morgan thinks she did. She's all chuffed with herself. Until her droid says, yeah, no, we didn't destroy it. And Shin gives her a bit of smack back by saying, okay, we'll take it from here because you almost destroyed them. So Ahsoka's ship is now damaged. It's dead in the water. It's no shields, no weapons, no power. The droid Huang is unconscious for whatever reason. he just sparked up and passed out. It was like, what the hell happened to the droid? Oh, whatever. And then we get possibly the dumbest moment I've ever witnessed in Star Wars history. Ahsoka tells Sabine, okay, you try and fix the ship. I'm going out there and I'll distract them. That's right. You heard that correctly. She's going outside the ship to distract the starfighters. So she comes walking out of the ship in a fucking spacesuit that actually fits her head. Looks ridiculous. Lights up her lightsabers. And the three remaining starfighters, which are Shin, Morok, and Captain Expendable, don't decide, hey, their ship has no shields, it's got no power, it's dead in the water, shoot the hell out of it and blow it up. No, they go, hey, look at that idiot standing out in the wing. Let's not shoot the ship, let's try and shoot her. Okay, so that's exactly what they do. They keep missing her. The bits that miss and hit the ship do no damage to the ship. They fly past her. They do a swing around. At this point you think, well, she's too small of a target to hit. Let's just blow the hell out of the ship. No. They come back to try and shoot her again. She does a little flip and destroys one of the starfighters with her lightsabers. By the way, the starfighters look like World War II German planes. And I'm not kidding. She's floating off into space when Sabine manages to get the ship working, spins the wings on the ship. So Ahsoka lands on the wing, starts to run down. And again, here comes Shin and Morok. Do they fire at the ship? No. They still continue to try and shoot Ahsoka.
Missed. I had them, but missed. Don't worry about it. You'll get another chance. We got 2 more incoming. Dead ahead. I'm gonna split them. Ready? Ready. Now! Woo! I got one! Good
who gets into the ship, and they fly down to the planet. And what do we get once we get down into the clouds? Space whales. That's right. The good old space whales. For anyone that hasn't a clue about the space whales, they were introduced in, I think it was Rebels. They're whales that fly in space, but they also can go into hyperspace. Yeah. It's a whale. Just well Scotty's not around because there'd be whales here. Space whales. So Ahsoka and Sabine are trying to avoid hitting into the whales while being chased and shot at by Shin and Morok. And they dive down to the floor of the planet. Shin and Morok can't find them. They lose track of them. They land the ship in the forest. Hugh Wang wakes back up. He was scanning. He's now got a full scan of the space donut. They turn off the ship, and when they turn off the ship, like they power everything down, they, for some reason, Ahsoka turns Hugh Wang off again. They see the two starfighters flying overhead. They still can't see them. They bugger off. They turn everything back on, including the droid. They talk about the space ring. They're like, hey, what is that thing? They're like, it's a big hyper space ring that can travel huge amount of distances in a very short amount of time. Especially if it finds space corridors, which are basically wormholes where you can go from one galaxy to the next galaxy very quickly. So they realise, that's how they're going to try and go and get Thrawn. And then we get our one and only shot of Ray Stevens' Balin, who's still standing in those ruins where the map thing is, with a bunch of expendable people around him, and he just says, go find the Jedi in the forest. They all leave, and he just stands there staring off into the distance, and the episode ends. That's it. That's all that happens. Wow. What riveting writing this is. Truly is Star Wars. Oh, and they've set something up that which, if it's true, it destroys the entirety of the Star Wars mythology. Sabine is frustrated because she's not Force sensitive. And she's not. She doesn't have the Force. Ahsoka tells her everybody has the Force. It just takes some talent and a bit of training to use it. Yeah, that's right. Everyone has the Force. But if you just believe in it, train hard enough and have some talent, you can wield it. That means Han Solo, Lando Calrissian, and so many others, all the stormtroopers, they all have the Force. If this crap that they've just put in this is true. Wow. So stupid. Oh, this show is garbage. And we're halfway through and nothing has happened. Terrific. But anyway, there you go. There's episode 3 of Star Wars Ahsoka. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.